Hey, what's up, you guys? Good to be back. It's good to be back once again. And I'm going to be starting a little mini series that I'm going to attach to my channel. I'm going to call it Hidden Indies. And it's basically going to be a collection of different indie games that I find enjoyable. Different, sort of underground, you might not come across it. Maybe the cover looks a little weird, but you don't know it's actually a hit. So this is going to be my very first game that I talk about, it being a hidden indie gem, if you will. So Nightmare Reaper. This game, man, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. If you guys aren't trying to just focus on really anything and just kill things at will, Nightmare Reaper is the perfect game to jump to. So Nightmare Reaper is a fast-paced boomer shooter, roguelike sort of kind of. I won't even necessarily call it a roguelike because it's not like you start over from the beginning and have to get new guns and abilities. It's a little bit more lenient than that. The style sort of ties in more with Doom, if you guys are familiar with Doom or Duke Nukem or maybe even Wolfenstein 3D, but it has more of a modern looter shooter kind of element that's tied to it, such as maybe, I want to say Borderlands to a certain extent, but not quite. But in the story, or just the exposition of what the game is kind of about, you control a patient in a mental institution, navigating a surreal, procedurally generated nightmare level, and it's filled with demons, a vast array of unique weapons, and a meta progression via retro style minigame skill trees. So let's start with that last part I just said. So this game is I'm not gonna say it's really different when it comes down to the progression, because the way that you sort of level up your character's health, magic capacity, light ammo, heavy ammo, etc., you gotta play these little gimmicky sort of 8-bit style games that are paying homage to Super Mario Brothers 3 or Zelda or maybe even Final Fantasy. I think I got a couple of clips of that in my flash drive, but I'll try to put it on screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So you basically just kind of run through these mini stages, and you get sort of slight upgrades that basically benefit the real game, which is the first-person shooter sort of style of it. And I really think that this is a nice touch on the game, because when I first played it, I was like, what the heck is this? And I've only come across only two different kind of games that they sort of pay homage to, which is the Zelda and the Super Mario Brothers 3. And with the Zelda sort of ties in more with Final Fantasy 2 with the turn-based style of it too. It's nothing super crazy or complicated. It's just something that can give you a quick laugh, and it's pretty cool. But as far as the gameplay loop, you guys start in this sort of hub, this sort of asylum room, and it's really creepy because you start to hear patients going crazy. You sort of hear patients screaming. You might hear a little bit of chatter here and there, and I guess that the person that's sort of doing research on you are trying to figure out what's really wrong with you. You can read these little notes that basically tell the player what they're sort of I'm not gonna say experimenting on, but they're trying to figure out why she's tweaking out when she goes to sleep. She tweaks out, basically. She might wake up or create drawings on the wall, real evil stuff. But from the looks of it, it seems like she's dealing with some sort of spiritual warfare, and I think it's a nice little touch on it. Seriously. So the goal is to clear levels, of course, fight bosses, which I have yet to really run across a really huge boss yet that kind of makes me, lose my mind a little bit. You collect loot, and on top of that, as I said before, you got that fast-paced, violent action, man. So the weapons in combat is kind of the bread and butter of the game, of course. The game features a massive heavy arsenal of weapons, coming from shotguns, pistols, rocket launchers, thumpers, swords, claymores, daggers, whips. It's really cool weapons, plasma weapons, staves. Chainsaws. Bro, it's really packed, stacked to the brim in terms of how you can sort of eliminate all these demons in this sort of wherever her mind goes when she goes to sleep. But as far as the rogue-like elements, let's touch on that a little bit. The levels are sort of so when you die, right, you don't really lose everything that you've sort of gathered. You don't lose gold that you've gained in the previous levels and stuff like that. You basically just lose everything that you gained like during that level. So if you started the level off with a shotgun and like 15,000 gold and all that, once you die and you know make a progression and you die, you'll be set back to that point of where you had, you know, the shotgun and gold and not many weapons at all. So I can't necessarily call it a roguelike in a 100% way, but that's why I was saying like it's a little bit more lenient than that. But yeah, man. Now, while playing the game, I've only put in about like 4 or 5 hours of it because I got recommended to one of my viewers. And at first, when I saw it, I was like, man, this looks like your typical boomer shooter. But when you actually start playing and you start to get all these different elements of it, the music is really tied into, you know, games like this. You gotta rock out to some metal music and some rock and, you know, stuff like that to keep the momentum and the rage going. But yeah, man, I really think that you guys should give this game a try. I actually ended up catching this game on a real good sale. I recommend you guys wishlist all these games so you get recommended when they go on sale, or if you really like the game from what you're seeing on the screen right now, go ahead and buy it for like $30. But I got mine for like $10, and I think at one point it was like $7, but it was like for like a day, and I didn't catch it because I was playing other games. Like I think I was playing Ninja Gaiden or something. But yeah, man, that's all I wanted to talk to you guys about. I wanted to introduce you guys to this nice little Nightmare Reaper game. I think it's on all platforms, like the Switch, the PC, the PlayStations, the Xbox. I don't know if it's on Xbox, I don't know. But you guys should be able to play it, like, no doubt. But yeah, let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about the game, how I explained it. Are you guys digging my new little side sub topic, hitting indies gym, if you will? But yeah, man, make sure you guys leave a like or a dislike as to your liking as always. And make sure you hit your boy up with that subscribe because I need that. Yeah. Peace.